Designs and Chapman for three. Bingo! He is hard to believe. Looking for the mismatch with Giannis inside. They find it. Hit one count.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Dime Dropper for another 2021-22 post-game recap. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe on all platforms at YouTube at Dime Dropper Podcast, Apple Podcasts, follow us on Spotify, and of course to follow us on all social media platforms at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Dime Dropper Pod. So, recent videos, go check out, if you have time, the San Antonio Spurs vlog from last night. That's the last Clipper home game of the week, so it'll be my last vlog for about a week. 34 points from Paul George, another great performance. Good seats again, so go check that out briefly. Also check out the Celtics vlog, my graduation video. If you haven't seen that one, change of pace, Celtics game. And then, of course, Pat Beverly's return and the game against the Chicago Bulls the other night are all on the channel. Twitter's just starting our 70-71 season thread. So if you haven't followed me on Twitter, go check that out. And I also have an announcement to make about tomorrow. So tomorrow, one of our good guests, NV Nick Vecchio from the second ever episode of Dime Dropper about have Laker fans accepted LeBron, and is also featured on to talk season preview for the 2021 season, will be joining me on this app called Colorcast. You guys go download the app Colorcast tonight. During the Clippers-Grizzlies game, we are basically going to be calling the game. So, and we can also bring in fans or listeners during timeouts, I believe. So if you download the app, I'll be able to hear from you guys during the timeouts. I'm going to be doing my best Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman impersonation, trying to call the game as best I can. And he's going to be kind of like my color commentator, my analyst next to me. And I want to see how it works. If I get chosen and if I have enough engagement in the stream, that's where you guys come in. I'll be able to potentially do it for a while and get $100 per game. So guys, please help me out here. This is where I need my loyalists, my Dime Dropper fam. Clipper game tomorrow. Download the app. Give your boy a listen. So let's get into things. Lakers and Bucks is the game we're going to be talking about tonight. I do not see that many people in the stream. By the way, guys, so the YouTube algorithms have not been messing with us lately. For whatever reason, my videos are not popping up on people's feeds right now. So make sure every time you see my video, even if you can't watch it at a time, help your boy out. Get a quick view in there. Leave a like. And if you obviously, I want you guys to watch all my videos. If you have time, watch it later. But right now, we are not in favor of the YouTube algorithms. So I need your help to grow this thing. By the way, super chats are turned on if you want to drop a dollar or a dime. But let's get into Lakers and Bucks. The defending champion Bucks, Lakers still shorthanded, no LeBron James. But I just wanted to see what kind of effort they would show tonight. And going up against Giannis, Chris Middleton's back. The Bucks have had a lot of injuries so far this season. But when I saw the starting lineup of Westbrook, Bradley, THT, so three guards basically, then Melo and AD, all I could see was a high pick and roll. AD gets sucked out of the paint like we talked about in the last recap. And Giannis is rolling to the basket uncontested. And to a large extent, we saw a good amount of that tonight. Giannis as the roller was just, a different level. I thought that AD one-on-one did a good job on him when he got one-on-one situations for the most part. It was nice seeing in the first quarter they each blocked each other. I just love seeing them go mano-a-mano because we've been talking about this AD-Giannis thing for a while. I think after last year, Giannis solidified his place above him as a clear-cut number one on a championship team. But in 2020, I would still take Anthony Davis over that Giannis, that won MVP. Charging in from the top of the key, not playing smart, turning the ball over in very crucial moments, and his skill wasn't as refined. One thing I noticed about Giannis, he still doesn't show me that he's a consistent 15-footer or so, but around that 8 to 10-foot range, right in the front of the paint, he's really perfected a little one-handed push shot and that one-legged fade, kind of how KD and Dirk used to do, but from closer, from around 10 feet, from straight away. He usually gets a soft bounce off the front of the rim. He has really gone better and found that shot as a consistent, kind of not in the restricted area kind of shot in his arsenal. His turnaround's looking a little better. I still haven't watched him enough this season to know how consistent these moves are, but at least the one-legged fade around 10 feet and the little push shot around 6 to 8 feet, he's really getting better at that. I mean, in the paint, that guy is just relentless, and I love where he gets the ball. He fights for position. He got us. I'll talk about it later in the recap, but there were times where he got certain guys on switches, which we always talk about with various big men in the league. And even though Giannis, first quarter when I think it was Giannis that was switched on to him and he was inviting him to shoot, and Russ made a deep three. THT was hitting step backs, and THT has been a real bright spot for the Lakers in the 3 games that he's been back. 25 points and 12 rebounds again tonight to go along with 2 steals, and he shot 50%, 9 of 18, and 50% from 3 of 6, and 4 of 4 from the line. So THT, probably the best player for the Lakers tonight in my eyes, but I don't think he should be shooting the most shots on the team. But the Lakers' first quarter was good, 32-30. Giannis was scoring, but for the most part kept everybody else in check. Melo came out and hit a couple pull-ups. You saw, I think Avery Bradley hit 1 3, but again, it wasn't you didn't see much Avery Bradley tonight for the Lakers. 17 minutes, 2 of 6, 1 of 3 from 3. And I don't think he's really earned many minutes, really. Although there were times where Wayne Ellington, I thought, was not doing any better. But Westbrook started off pretty well. AD, here's the thing about AD. Yes, you look at the stats tonight, and I'm going to break it down a little bit more. You see 18 points, you think that's a joke. Tonight, I don't expect him to score 30 points. I don't expect him to score 30 points against Giannis when he's seeing him in a lot of those one-on-one situations. So I'm not giving him a full pass for 18 points, but I'm not as critical of him tonight, Anthony Davis. But the second quarter, especially the last couple of minutes, is when the Lakers kind of dropped the ball and gave the Bucks momentum going into halftime. And it's kind of a big reason they lost the game, in my opinion. I thought Rondo actually came in and Monk came in and we're actually hitting some shots for a little bit. Monk finished 4 of 10 from the field. Rondo 3 of 5 and 2 of 3 from 3. One of those threes I remember came in that second quarter. But late in the second quarter, the Lakers just kind of seemed to have a mental lapse. They were getting out-rebounded, out-fought. That was when Bobby Portis kept getting those offensive rebounds on Carmelo and putting, there was that time where they had 3 chances at a shot and they scored 3 or 4 chances at a bucket and scored. And the crowd started chanting Bobby, and they went into the halftime with an 11-point lead, 64-53. 64 points being a lot. Again, that Laker defense struggling, even though their offense looked better. Third quarter, Lakers didn't start out very well either. The Bucks came out with good energy. Giannis was hitting his threes tonight in the beginning of the game. This man was just hitting his threes. Pull up. And again, if he's hitting those, forget about it. 3 of 4 from 3 tonight for Giannis. He made his first 3 threes. And 8 of 11 from the line. I mean, this guy is really putting himself in that best player in the world conversation. Maybe I'm being too quick too quick and disrespectful by saying it's KD and Curry without Giannis. What do you guys think? Drop the comments below. I still think Curry and KD are fighting for that 1 and 2. Right now, I'll go with Curry number 1 with the way the Warriors are playing. KD's been amazing, though. Is so efficient, leading the league in points. I got him second, but Giannis probably my third. But Giannis is really putting a case in there because his defense is definitely clear of Steph Curry, and he's a better defender than KD. And he's just so relentless. And he took it personally tonight. And he was good in that third quarter as well. But the Lakers did make up some good ground in that third quarter towards the end and ended up actually outscoring the Bucks 30-21 in the third. And the Lakers have had huge problems with third quarters this year, as we saw against Minnesota and we saw against Chicago. Appreciate you, Collins Dang, for the super chat. Remember, super chats are turned on. If you want to drop $1 a dime, let me know, guys. How's the resolution coming in? Can you see me clearly? Is there lag right now? Drop the comments, please, in the YouTube chat if I'm coming in clearly. Only 12 people right now in the live. Make sure to share it. Tell your friends about it. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. End of the third quarter, Lakers made some good plays. Anthony Davis I'm pretty sure he was picking and popping. There was a time, I don't know if it was early fourth or late third, where Russ threw the long pass to AD and he got the dunk where Giannis, I don't want to call it a facial clear dunk on, but Giannis did try to block AD on that dunk attempt. and he got him, and it could have been a foul. And I think Giannis got away with a couple of fouls on defense. Like he was getting physical, and I think he could have picked up some fouls, and they were giving the Bucks the home centric benefit of the calls. I don't think that's why the Lakers lost, but third quarter overall was a plus for the Lakers, and a lot of THT, who I just thought was doing a great job of getting to the rim. Still not very comfortable using his left hand, but but he was a really bright spot for the Lakers, and you got to love the way he's taking guys off the dribble and has a lot to offer off the bounce. Wayne Ellington, I just was not, if I was a Laker fan, not very pleased with the way he played today. He's very one-dimensional. I haven't noticed much of him on defense, bad or good, but he wasn't hitting his shots. He had good looks. I think the Lakers actually did a pretty good job in terms of moving the ball and actually getting good looks tonight. And I think AD did a pretty good job of that and dealing with double teams. And I thought that he was pretty sharp. Except I just, again, don't think he had enough. I want to take this personally. I want to prove a point to Giannis and to the world. And Giannis played with that kind of fight, played with that kind of fire. And you can see it in the stats. And it's not like he just went at AD every single play. He set screens. And I think the Lakers, you know, they allowed Giannis to play around with players that were, he had no chance of guarding him. You know, THT got switched on him several times, and I think they needed to make more of an emphasis like, look, AD, you're not getting off of him. Because it seemed like Giannis had that kind of mentality with AD. AD didn't seem like he wanted part of Giannis. Giannis seemed like he wanted to take on the whole world. And that's just the difference in the mentality. I think AD is a more skilled player, more fundamentally sound player, but Giannis, his hunger is just so much greater than Anthony Davis. But, you know, the Lakers getting the lead towards the end of the third quarter was huge. THT was really leading that charge. And fourth quarter, I thought was going to be really interesting. Chris Middleton, though, really set the tone in that fourth quarter, hitting some, you know, there was one three where he came off a screen and DeAndre was dropping too deep, basically invited him into that three. I think it was THT or somebody guarding the ball, couldn't get over it, couldn't get over the screen. Either Westbrook, THT, Rondo, one of the guards. And then the next play, he just pulled up in Bazemore's face. And Bazemore, I just thought that he took some ill-advised shots and wasn't great in many aspects at all tonight. 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 3, and -5 in his 11 minutes. A donut for Kent Bazemore. Just did not offer much and just hasn't been that great this season at all for the Lakers. Has really been a miss in ways. And Dwight Howard and DeAndre only played 8 minutes and 5 minutes respectively. Again, Vogel's really just figuring it out. The rotations were a little bit better tonight, but still a little all over the place. The Lakers still managed, though, after Middleton made those threes, to make some sort of a run. And I also thought, just really quickly, Pat Connaughton, great performance for the Bucks tonight. 16 points, multiple offensive rebounds in the second quarter, and those really killed the Lakers late in that second quarter. 5 of 10 from the field and 4 of 8 from 3 for the man out of St. John's Prep in Massachusetts. Pat Connaughton, good performance, because Drew Holiday only had 8 points on 3 of 13 and 1 of 6 from 3. Still played good defense, but he did not find his shot. Chris Middleton only 4 of 12. 2 threes, though, the ones I just described to you, both came in the fourth quarter. 16 points and only, 16 points, 5 boards, 6 assists for him. Only shooting 33% from both the field and 3. And then, as I said, Holiday 3 of 13. Grayson Allen 2 of 6, 5 points. So it was really the Giannis show. Bobby Portis was great, though. 17 points, 8 of 14 from the field, only 1 of 5 from 3. Nobody scored 18 points or more, though, besides the Greek Freak, who, even though the Lakers made a push back, cut it down to around 6, AD, Russ, THT scoring, I think the Lakers had multiple chances, and this is what happened towards the end of the game. The Lakers, I believe, missed their last 16 threes. You know, I think that's a lot of threes when you're missing like that. But at the same time, a lot of those were good looks. Wayne Ellington, a lot of good looks. And I think Vogel kind of kept him in too long. There was one time where the shot clock was running down, and he has nothing except for chucking threes. He's got no off-the-dribble game. He's very one-dimensional. So I don't love the way he is, because when he's not making shots, as I said the other night, he's a nothing player. He's a negative to me. Malik Monk, He wasn't hitting his threes. He got into the lane and made some nice shots, but he was 1 of 7 from 3, as well as Ellington, who only shot threes. As I said, one-dimensional, 1 of 7 from 3. So combined, 2 of 14 from them. Then you got Kent Bazemore going 0 of 3, so 2 of 17. And then you got Avery Bradley going 1 of 3. So 3 out of 20 for those role players. They generated a lot of open shots. They've got to knock those down. The Milwaukee, when you're on the road at least. The Milwaukee Bucks, on the other hand, not that much better from 3 at all, actually. 12 of 37, 32.4%. They're not a great three-point shooting team, obviously without Brook Lopez right now. But Giannis was able to generate easy baskets. Every time the Lakers got it within 6, they couldn't make that big three. AD got an open one. Westbrook got an open one. Ellington got a good look. Even THT got a good look in the right corner, and they could not capitalize. Melo cooled down as the game went on. He overall had a very average game, 2 of 8 from 3, 4 of 10 from the field. The Lakers overall finished 12 of 43 from 3, 28%, and just too many threes shot. A lot of mid-ranges passed up because both teams went zone for various portions of the game. Both teams. And I actually thought the Lakers did a good job playing out of the zone. Like Westbrook got in the high post a couple times. They spaced it out correctly, like I always talk about. 1 ball handler, 2 guys on the wing, 1 guy in the high post, and 1 guy in the dunker spot running the baseline. Classic how you break a 2-3 zone. And a couple times, guys are running them off the 3, and they're passing up open mid-ranges for more threes, and they're bricking. And that's, again, the analytics ball, all this three-point fiendage. And it comes back to bite you in the ass, and it came back to bite the Lakers a little bit. Say what you want. Good looks. They got to knock them down. Okay, this Laker team ain't the best shooting team, period. The Milwaukee Bucks, though, Giannis closed the game out because he saw THT get switched onto him, and he went, let me go right underneath the basket. Credit to Chris Middleton. He made a really nice pass over the top on one of the and ones towards the end, and Giannis finished. He was able to make his free throws, and I just loved the areas in which he caught the ball and was relentless getting and ones towards the end, and the Lakers just couldn't fully make up the gap. Anthony Davis, 9 of 15. He shot 60%. He's only shooting 15 shots. I know they doubled a lot. I know he's got Giannis on him. Where's the mentality of what happened to I am going to be angry Anthony Davis? LeBron James was saying before the season, you're going to see an angry AD this year. Dude, this guy is showing as much dog as a teacup poodle right now. Come on, man. I'm not even saying that his defense was pretty good. Like, his defense this season has been good, but you expect this from Anthony Davis. He's supposed to be compared to Giannis, and now Giannis has built a gap so far ahead because he just wants it more on a nightly basis. He wants to go to the cup every single time. And then don't give me AD can't do it. Don't give me that he can't do it. Yeah, he can't run coast to coast the same way Giannis can and barrel his way through the hole like a bowling ball, but he can catch the ball in better areas in the low blocks and go from there. He made good plays tonight, passing out of double teams. He's getting better at that. Still need more. When you get the ball in certain areas that deep, you can send the double. You should already be too close to the basket. It shouldn't matter when you have that size. That's why with Giannis, teams try to come collapse late. Sometimes it's just too little too late because he catches the ball deeper. He works harder without the ball. And that's what AD needs to do going forward. But luckily for the Lakers, LeBron's probably going to come back and save the day and make it excuse these players from not playing up to the value that they are worth and how good they can be. Westbrook, he was solid tonight. 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 15 assists, and only 3 turnovers. So, 5-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. That's much better from Russ. 7 of 16 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. And he had a positive plus minus, +3, and not too many bonehead mistakes down the stretch. He missed a free throw. That happens. Russ, he can be a little better, but at that point, I think that's what you expect from Russ. Need a little bit more from the role players tonight. But again, it's the defending champions, even though they still aren't 100%. They have their big 3 intact of Middleton, Holiday, and Giannis. And Giannis, 47 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 18 of 23 from the field. Talk about efficient. 3 of 4 from 3, as I said earlier, and 8 of 11 from the line. That's really the deal breaker. When Giannis is hitting threes and making free throws, forget it. So that's it for the Lakers tonight. They dropped to 8-8. The Bucks moved to 7-8, so they're still not looking too great record-wise. And yeah, hopefully LeBron comes back. Looking at other scores around the league, the Charlotte Hornets picking up a good win tonight against the red-hot Washington Wizards, 97-87 in Charlotte. I'm looking at the stats right now. Miles Bridges, another really solid night statistically. 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Running away right now with most improved. But Jordan Poole, 8 of 15 from Miles. 11 and 14 assists for LaMelo Ball, even though he didn't shoot well. Kelly Oubre, 14 off the bench. Terry Rozier, 19. So a lot of guys in double figures for Charlotte. That's a good win. Brooklyn getting another win. Cavaliers 9 and 7 now. They win by 10. Another team winning by 10. Nets 11 and 5. Damn, Ricky Rubio is off to an amazing start this season. 25 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists tonight. Kevin Durant, 23 points on 9 of 16. James Harden, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists on 6 of 12 from the field. Looking like an old school James Harden stat line, 12 of 12 from the free throw line. So almost half his points come from the stripe. 3 of 6 from 3. LaMarcus Aldridge, 24 points, 7 rebounds off the bench on 11 of 19 shooting. So good performance from LA off the bench. James Harden looking like, good. He's starting to round into form slowly but surely. So the Nets, I still think people are being very harsh on them just because of the whole Kyrie situation. The Knicks losing their second game to the Magic this season. Man, Knicks fans, drop some comments if you're there. Tell me what's going on with you guys. That's a terrible loss. 8 and 7 now, losing to them at home for the second time. Nobody for the Magic scoring more than 19 points. Terrence Ross was their high man with 19 off the bench. Damn, Randall, 4 of 11 from the field, 4 of 10 from 3. 10 out of 11 shots threes. That's terrible. RJ Barrett, 0 of 7 from 3. 16 of 49 from 3. My goodness, man. These guys just don't know when to quit, do they? Bulls losing to the Blazers. That's a really good win for the Blazers. They're obviously a night-and-day team at home. They always have been. Same story with Portland. DeRozan didn't shoot well tonight, though. 7 of 19 and 1 of 5 from 3. 22 points. Levine, though, 55% from the field shooting. 7 of 12 from 3. My God. 30 points. Lonzo, 17 points. 7 of 13 and 3 of 5 from 3. Probably a big night for Dame, huh? No. 6 of 18 for Dame. 33% of the field. And 33% from 3. 3 of 9. But 22 points, 10 assists. 18 and 12 for Nurkic, 12 rebounds, and 18 for Powell. CJ, 4 of 14. Wow. Who would have thought the Blazers would win against the Bulls when they go 10 of 32 from the field? That just shows me that the Blazers defense is probably starting to get better under Chauncey. That's one thing that, I noticed it against the Clippers really, but it seems like maybe it is a little better. I don't know. Or maybe the Bulls just missed shots. Who knows? Wow. Pistons beating the Pacers. That's a terrible loss for the Pacers. Come on, man. They were tied going into the fourth. Sabonis, what's going on with him this season, guys? If you're a Pacers fan, let me know. Or you've been watching the Pacers. His stats look good, but tonight, 4 of 7. He didn't have any fouls, so no excuse for foul trouble. 4 of 7. 15 and 11. Yeah, he has more free throws than field goal attempts. Free throws made. He has as many free throws made as field goal attempts. Jeez. Miles Turner, 6 points, 2 of 8. Who's K. Martin in their starting lineup? Keelan Martin? Who the heck is this guy? Butler's second season? Tell me more about it if you know who that is. No wonder they're losing. I have no idea who's in their starting lineup, and I'm dime dropper. I know these players. What the hell? I don't know somebody that's starting? Guess Chris Duarte wasn't playing. Karis LeVert, 18 points, 7 of 18 and 3 of 10 from 3. Only 41.8% from the field as a team for the Pacers. 9 of 37 from 3. So league-wide, I'm just seeing ridiculous three-point percentages. Another team that shot around 10 less threes that won tonight, and that's the Pistons. They're probably getting better shots. Man. These rule changes are definitely exposing some players, as I said, and the lack of easy baskets coming. Boston Celtics and Hawks. I predicted the Hawks would win tonight, and they did. Hawks have won 3 games in a row now, starting to slowly round into form. Celtics dropped to 7 and 8, still without Jaylen Brown. But the reason why I thought they were going to lose is because no Time Lord. And I think he's a huge part of the team this season for his rim protection, his screening, and his rim rolling. And he's a big part of the team. 110 and 99, the Hawks. Grant Williams, though, is shooting better this season for the Celtics. See, that's one thing going forward. Keep an eye on Grant Williams shooting the ball better. 18 points tonight, 6 of 12, 3 of 8 from 3. Tatum, statistically, looks like he had a good night. 34 points, 9 rebounds, 5 dimes, 4 turnovers, though. 12 of 22 from the field, 5 of 12 from 3, which is a good percentage. Again, majority of his shots threes. Don't know how I feel about that. Marcus Smart, 8 points, 11 assists, 3 of 10 from the field, and 0 of 4 from 3. Dennis Schroeder, 15 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. You look at the three-point percentage, 11 of 41, 27%. Again, a team shooting 35 plus threes at an abysmal rate. And the team that shoots less threes won the game. John Collins, 20 and 11. 11 boards, of course. 9 of 13 from the field. That's really good, efficient night at the office. 9 and 12 for Capella on 4 of 7 from the field. Trae Young didn't shoot the ball well. 4 of 12. 10 of 10 from the line, though. And he also 0 of 6 from 3. But 10 of 10 from the line and 18 points, 11 assists. 19 points from Kevin Huerter on 7 of 9 from the field and 5 of 7 from 3. And Cam Reddish with 19 points on 8 of 14 from the field. So you got to love that if you're a Hawks fan when Cam Reddish is hitting. Heat beat the Pelicans. Not even going to read the stats for that one unless that's just an obvious win. Heat move on to 10 and 5. Pelicans, the worst team in the West right now, 2 of 14. Poor Brandon Ingram. 31 points for Jimmy Butler. Triple-double, 31, 10, and 10 for Jimmy Buckets. Wow, he's off to a great start this season. 10 of 18 from the field, 10 of 12 from the line. And then PJ Tucker with 13 points on 6 of 7. Wow. Max Strus, 15 points off the bench. Caleb Martin, 15 points off the bench as well. Or 12 points off the bench, I should say. I'm sorry. Wow, so many teams played tonight, huh? Minnesota and Sacramento. Minnesota, big win, 10-point win. A lot of guys winning, a lot of teams winning by 10 tonight. 5 and 9. The Kings dropped to 6 and 9. De'Aaron Fox at 28 points on 50% shooting, 10 of 20 in the loss. Anthony Edwards, 26 points and 5 boards, 11 of 24 from the field and 4 of 10 from 3. So efficient, both shooting from the field and 3. Did not shoot one free throw, though, which is weird. But still, 26 points. Towns, 22 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, 6 turnovers, 9 of 12 from the field, only 1 of 4 from 3. So I like that 75% of his shots were twos, but only 12 attempts when you're shooting 75%. I wish he could have shot more, but he had 4 fouls. Maybe he was in foul trouble. Who knows? And then Pat Bev with 14, 6, and 7. 7 assists, 3 blocks as well. So even though he's 0 of 5 from 3, if you're a Wolves fan, you'll take double figures from Bev and 17 from D'Lo. So good win for the Wolves. OKC beats the Rockets by 12. They're 6 and 8, so they're not doing too horrible. The Rockets are actually 1 and 14, the only win coming against, I believe it was, I honestly forget. But yeah, the Thunder, 34 points for Lou Dort. My goodness, on 14 of 22 from the field. Jesus. He's averaging 16 points a game this year. Obviously a career high, so Lou Dort, shout out to him. And then the Suns, 10 wins in a row. They are on fire right now, and nobody's talking about it, as well as the Warriors, who are on fire. And Steph Curry right now is my front runner for MVP. So if you're going to ask me that in the questions in a second, there's your answer. My front runner right now is Steph Curry. Their defense has been really sharp. I haven't watched them since they played the LA teams, but I see that they're number 1 defensive rating. And Wiggins, Draymond, they've been doing their thing. And Kerr's doing a hell of a job. But the Suns winning. I saw Devin Booker's dagger late in the game, the 3. That was spectacular. 24 points and 9 rebounds for Book. 11 of 21 from the field. 8 and 19 and 13 rebounds on 9 of 13. And the Suns move on to 11 and 3. Now, that'll be it for tonight, guys. Make sure to download Colorcast. 5 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern. I will be calling the game. If I am selected and have enough engagement, that's where you guys can come in. I'll invite you guys to the call during commercial breaks here and there. I may be able to do it for $100 per game. So, guys, help your boy out tomorrow. Colorcast, 5 o'clock. Peace. And now we go to the live subscribers waiting so patiently in the chat. Yes, y'all. What's going on, guys? Sorry. All right. Someone said you honestly look like Bryn Forbes. You're funny. Right, Chattery says Vogel starting the lineup with Rondo, Bays, and DJ and not taking advantage of those non-Giannis minutes cost them a shot at winning the game. Enrique Rodriguez says, is that Erod? This game went back and forth, so I'm not really mad about this game. Honestly, I'm just waiting for Friday. Terminator 92 says if AD had Giannis' passion and hunger to get better, he'd easily be the top 5 player in the league. I feel you on that. Nick Johnson said you honestly look like Bryn Forbes. That's funny. I've gotten that a lot. Raid Chowdhury says no reason for Vogel to not have at least one of the 3 from THT, Russ, and AD to start the 4th. I feel you on that, Raid. Good point. Collins Dang says AD to me doesn't have the killer mentality and plays like a 2 guard. Kyle Dominic Yu says Knicks lose to the Tragic Magic. Who remembers this dime quote? They lost to the Tragic Magic again. Showtime Nick says, sorry, just tuning in for the Celtics part, and I couldn't tune in last time, but gotta come support. I didn't think I'd ever say this, but just a year ago or even consider it, but Frank Vogel and Rob Pelinka may need to be on the hot seat. Wow. Mac for a better tomorrow says, Heat, no Bam, and no Kyle. Their last few games missing max players and still winning. Heat culture, baby. Showtime Nick says, Melo does still look to shoot too much. I did just make a video for him, and while I'm happy to see him prove he still has a place in the NBA, he is still chucking too much. I feel you on that, Showtime Nick. ZZ Vision says Tyler Hero, 6th man of the year. He's definitely in the race. How's the resolution coming in, guys? Erod says, as LeBron once said, it's about damn time. It's about damn time. It's about every effort, every play. Showtime Nick says, it's crazy how the Knicks went from a bad offensive team, elite defensive team, to a very good offensive team, below average defensive team. Thank you, Scipio. I appreciate you, man. My region doesn't allow super chat, so I didn't send one before. I have VPN now, though. Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys. Super chat's turned on. Kyle Dominic Yu says, by the way, first I'm going to answer the question, VR Booma. Thoughts on Mobley? Mobley's great. Love him. Really like Mobley. He has a lot of potential, and I really like his defense. He did great. I mean, he took my USC Trojans to the Elite Eight. Hey, thanks, Gordon Hayward. Thanks. Good quality. Okay. No lag or anything. Who am I disappointed in this season, Kyle Dominic Yu? Let me name him. Obviously, the Lakers to some extent, but if you were to tell me LeBron was going to be hurt, I would have said it makes sense because, like, it's a brand new team, a lot of new players. Who am I disappointed in? The Pacers a little bit. I think that they should be a little better than that. 6-10. I didn't expect it to be so bad so far. The Hawks, 7-9. I mean, I know teams know that they're good now, but that's just like they should be better than 7-9. The Bucks have been injured, so I'll give them a pass. I think they're still good. I watched them tonight, and they're the Bucks. Celtics are 7-9, but Jaylen Brown's been out, and I think they're slowly going to round into form. I'm not too worried about them. Everybody else is. I think the Knicks should be a little better than what they've been. I think losing to the Magic twice is not acceptable. I think they've got to win those easier games, and they've lost both of them at home. But yeah, as far as teams that have impressed me though in the East, definitely the Bulls, the Cavs, and the Wizards. I mean, those are the 3 that really stand out. And of course, the Heat to an extent, but I knew they were going to be good. But the Cavs being 9-7, I mean, Ricky Rubio's been great, and the way the rules having changed helps them with the size they've been using in certain lineups, and their length has actually really bothered teams. The Wizards, though, extremely impressive. On the West side, Timberwolves have had a couple disappointing losses, but now I know why. Karl Anthony Towns, it's all on him to me mostly. I expected the Pelicans without Zion to be trash. I expected the Rockets to be trash. I expected the Thunder to not be that great. They've honestly been a little impressive. Blazers are doing Blazer things. Kings are doing Kings things. Grizzlies are being Grizzlies. Everybody else, it's the same. So, no, yeah, the West, no disappointments. The Warriors have been extremely impressive. But right now, the Clippers are 6th, tied with the Denver Nuggets and the Mavericks. So, we're tied for 3rd, record-wise, 9-5. So, we'll take that all day long. But let's see. There you go. How about Bam versus Clippers? Yeah, he stopped being aggressive in the second half, Easy Visions. Erod says, Evan Mobley, my guy from USC, is going to win Rookie of the Year. I don't care what any of y'all say. I had Jalen Green, but right now it's looking like Mobley. I would pick him. But Scotty Barnes is pretty good too. I saw him live in TD Garden. If you guys want to see Scotty live, sometimes losing to the bottom dwellers is fine. Like the Lakers beating the Dynasty Warriors once a year when the Lakers were bottom dwellers. I still don't think it's good habits, man. I still don't think it's good habits. Or MCW leading a lowly Sixers team to win over LeBron's. I believe that was in the beginning of the season, that MCW one. But yeah, it was early in the season. I still believe that those are bad losses. Kyle Dominic Hughes says, is it crazy to think that the Cavs may actually keep this up and make the playoffs? First time I will ever see the Cavs make the playoffs without LeBron. Actually, that's the same for me too. It'll be interesting. I think they could make the play-in without Colin Sexton though for a while. I don't know if they can make the playoff top 6. I think they can definitely make the play-in. I still see the Celtics finishing higher than them. I still see the Hawks finishing higher than them and the Bucks. So I wouldn't count them into those top 6 spots just yet. MC Zolger says, or Moises Cañeca says, Buddy Hield embracing his 6th man role allowed him to chuck threes all day. LOL. Facts. I feel you on that. Assess Kemba and the Knicks as of now. Kemba is who we talked about last year when we were covering the Celtics for Dime Dropper. He's not the same anymore. He's a role player who is not the most efficient anymore, does not have the same burst, does not have the same ability to create a shot, and is not good at defense. So to me, he's more of a 6th man kind of player, and they have him starting, and I think that they've been slightly disappointed with the results because that's just who he is now, sadly. And I like Kemba, though. Great morale guy, great locker room guy. Collins Dang says, you think Hield and the Lakers will be better fit than Westbrook? What's the starting lineup if you trade that? I mean, just Buddy Hield for Westbrook? I mean, yes, it's a better fit, but is that better for the team really? Like imagine if Westbrook wasn't there this season with LeBron out. You guys wouldn't have been 4-4. You would have been like 0 and something, honestly. AD maybe would have won 1 game, but it also depends who you would have had. You know, you would have still had KCP, Kuz, and Montrader. How long is Mobley out? Mac for a better tomorrow says Cavs without Mobley for a while could slip a lot. How long is he out? Anyway, any last question, guys? 38 minutes is a good amount. Only 19 people in the chat. Remember, guys, every time. 2 weeks is not much for Mobley. Remember, guys, every time you see one of my videos, make sure to leave even if you can't watch it, make sure to leave a like, a comment, give me a view when you see it in your feed. It's not been popping up on people's feeds, so try to go to the subscription feed. Anything to give me back in the favor of the algorithms, guys, because business has not been booming. Kyle Dominic Hughes says a lot of analysts and memes right now are assessing and clowning KD's decision to leave Golden State with Kyrie. My take on that is he didn't know that there was going to be a pandemic and that Kyrie was going to do all this stuff. But I always thought that KD should have stayed, but he clearly cares about his image and cares about being that dude. And he acts like he doesn't, but he does because he wouldn't have left. Because who doesn't want to play with Steph? Who doesn't want to win more? Erod says, I think when LeBron returns, this is my starting 5. Westbrook, Bradley, THT, LeBron, and AD. I like that. I think that's pretty good. Any last questions, guys? All right. Peace out, y'all. I will be live tomorrow. I will be live tomorrow after the Clipper game. I don't know about directly after it, but remember, Colorcast. Check it out. I'm going to be calling the game. I could have an opportunity to get 100 per game. I'm going to try to be Ralph Lawler on this thing. So, if you don't want to listen to Brian Seaman for one night, turn on your boy. If you still want to listen to Brian Seaman, just make sure you click on it and make sure you stay for the commercials or something. Colorcast. Download it on the App Store. See me tomorrow at 5. Peace.